Hey Trina, good series overall. I like the fact that you posted this much and you're out there looking hard at things, um, going from back to front on the posting here. So it seems like you're shooting with a cell phone. Um, I guess I have two opinions about using this very long format. This is a cinematic HD format. Um, Not a typical photography format, but I kind of like it, so I'm not going to tell you to change it or anything. That's the length of this versus the width. It's about a 2 to 1 here, and we would consider that to be panoramic in photography. Um, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, this is a good shot. I like the broken down concrete on this wall here, contrasting against the turbulent water and the reflections of light and sky and the water here. Um, Wondering if there should be a crop right here at the bottom to take this out, but don't feel strongly about that anyway. Moving along, I like this a lot. Even though these are all very small items, these shells, I like the contrast that you've developed and the tactile quality of it, and it's simple, so this works well for me. This one I think got pushed a little bit too hard here. It's good that you're editing, but the pushed saturation, a crazy color, and how contrasty it is gets it pushed too hard for me. I like the fact that you're looking at a shell being held by a hand, though. This one is not so great. It's buzzed from camera shake or possibly out of focus, but I think it's camera shake. It's low contrast, not a lot happening here. Same issue here, getting these colors to invert. You should tell me what you're doing on the blog. I'd like to be able to say exactly what you're doing, but these inverted colors or pushed colors, the increased saturation, it's a bit odd, and kind of trying to teach everyone how to do good straight photography with expressive, beautiful editing and simple light, rather than get too tricky with effects and so on. So yeah, let me know what you're doing here, but it's not so great. At least not right now. I'd want to keep you on a more straight path, but an edited path as well. This one is pushed contrast. I do like how it's going out of focus here, forward and backward, foreground, background. This bit of light and reflection here is what makes this work. Let's see. This one's good. It's a little on the blue side. Cyan, actually, so it could be warmed up a little bit. I'd crop out these bright rocks at the top. That keeps our eye working in here. We could increase the contrast a little bit in here. In fact, why don't I do a Photoshop edit on this one? So I'm going to right-click, copy image, and go over in Photoshop. I've got Alex's image up last. Let's make the screen a little bit bigger. Pull these edges out. Okay. File new, because when I copied the image, it puts it in memory. So on the clipboard, it's building a new image the same size, 900 by 1600 pixels of what I copied, and edit paste. Control V. So I mentioned color balance first. So here we go. Image adjustment color balance. The shortcut is Control B, and cyan is this sky blue color that I'm seeing. Even though there's a reflection of the sky in here, watch what happens when I add a little red to this. See what happens to the sand? Oftentimes when there's excess cyan around, there's excess blue as well, so I'm going to add a little yellow. like that. Okay. And here's the before, Control Z, and after Control Z. See the difference? How the sand got closer to sand color. Next, let me take the crop tool and crop off this top edge like that. And that was the check mark I just hit. This side is a little bright, so I'm going to take the lasso and lasso this like so, and feather it back. Clicking the feather like that. And then going image, adjustment, brightness, contrast, there's no shortcut, and quieting this corner down like that. It's got a little green going on, but I'll desaturate that a little bit. Control U is this shortcut, and okay, Control D. Right here is our focal point, so I'm going to just add a little bit more presence of light there. Feather that back. And for that I use levels, Control L. So I brought up my levels, bring this highlight right up to the edge of the mountain of pixel histogram, like so. And we could even maybe saturate it a touch, just a touch. Bring the greens up a little bit like that. Control D. Finally down around this corner. I'm going to darken that a little bit. So I lassoed it, feathered it, and image, adjustment, brightness, contrast, and darken it a little bit like that to balance that up. You see how that balances it? I can go even a touch more. Okay. So looking at the history, this button here is our history. It shows all the things I did from pasting it. See where we started? And all these little things that I did, and then to where we ended up. Makes for, this is really is the content of the course. In addition to going out and shooting, I really, really want everybody to learn how to do this, and I break it down to some simple steps here. So give it a shot and report back on your next series of shooting about this. Let me close this and move this out of the way, get back to what I was doing here. I like this one. It's also a little blue, and it could do some of the same edits that I just showed you. Same with this one. This is nice, but I'd bring a little more light and presence right in here. Saturate it a little bit. This is a good one though. This is fun, looking at a close shell in your hand here, with the grains of sand and whatnot. Notice it's tricky to get it in focus, and the other thing is with the direct ray of sunlight, how blown out it is. It's a bit too much. In Bonnie's video, I was explaining how to focus on the fly, especially when you're holding something in your hand, and that's to move it in and out closer or farther from the camera, tiny, tiny increments, and coordinating shooting, pressing the shutter. If you're using an iPhone, that's one of the huge disadvantages of iPhones, is that there's quite a bit of shutter lag. The point being, when you click to shoot the shutter, there's a lag between when the shutter actually goes off and when you tap it to do it. A new SLR, it's instantaneous, but the phones are slow that way, and if you're moving it all in and out when you're trying to shoot, that could be a problem. So let's see, next one. I love this one. Footprints in the sand with the light raking across, raising the highlight and shadow. Let's do a quick edit in here as well. I'm seeing an excess of blue, so copy image, bring it over here, file new, clipboard, create, paste, Control V. I'm going to do a black and white conversion here. So I'm going to say image mode grayscale. Discard the color. And I'm going to go right to my levels and raise the contrast a little bit So bringing in my blacks a little bit, my whites touch, my midtones to the right a little bit. And now across the top here, I'm going to darken that. Select it with a lasso, feather it out. And image, adjustment, brightness, contrast, darken it. And Control deselect, Control D. Right through here as well, same deal. Select it, feather it, and brightness, contrast, like that. Control D. And I was saying to Bonnie, one more thing that we can do to sharpen this up is a filter called Sharpen. And I like to use Smart Sharpen. It gives me more controls. And we want to be careful not to over sharpen it. And here it's zoomed in. You can see how gritty it gets. When I click on it, it's the before on the preview, and when I let go, it's the after. So I'm going to dial this back. Maybe about that, and say OK. So that was another trick, sharpening. And back to here. Okay. Let me do a quick before and after too. So looking at the history, here's where it started, paste it in, and here's where we ended up. It's important to learn how to do this. Your pictures will get so much better if you do, and it's the necessary next step to becoming really good in photography. Same deal. I like this one an awful lot. Look at these footprints. It's great. I might quiet down this side a little bit and focus the light through here, and it's good. Okay, I love the light reflections on the water through here. It's quite blue again. Probably a black and white conversion might be good. It doesn't look like it's as sharp as it could be for some reason, but okay, here we go. Ditto on this one. It's not as sharp as it could be. So sharpness is important. Let's take a look here, and for that one as well. If it's shutter speed, what you want to make sure you do is quiet down the camera, and then kind of take a little breath in and hold your elbows at your side, like bury them into your side, and then gently tap if it's a phone, the shutter button there. Interesting color with this red, this abandoned, it looks like emergency telephone booth with the dangling cord, and that's rather sad. So, and its placement in nature like this, so there's a poignancy here. So, great. Good shooting. Thanks for posting all these pictures. Keep up the good work. Dig into a little more editing in Photoshop, and we'll see you next time.